Hey, what's up? My name is Daniela and welcome to a new vlog. So it is currently Monday, and before I do or say anything, I need to start the week right and I need to bake some banana bread because there's absolutely no sweet snack or dessert in this house, like no biscuits, nothing, but I do have ripe bananas and baking supplies. So yeah, let's bake banana bread after some time. It is done, so let's do a taste test. I mean, it is falling apart, which is typical for gluten-free stuff, but doesn't matter. Yeah, it's really good. I'm really hungry, but anyway, I'll finish it later. So this is a BBC vegan recipe for the banana bread. I can link it in the description, and they use normal flour, but normally I just use buckwheat flour, which contrary to its name doesn't have any wheat in it. But I don't have buckwheat right now, so I just used flour mix by the brand SCHARE, and yeah, it's much more crumbly and less sticking together, but taste-wise it is okay. But anyway, let's talk about books for a minute. So somehow I ended up with 3 months of free Audible subscription, which is a bit mind-blowing, but yeah, they were just sending me emails to like re-sign, and I still didn't, and they were like, you can have it for a discounted price, and I still did nothing. And eventually they sent me an email saying like, hey, you can get 3 months for free. And then I clicked on it and it said it's only for US new customers, so I was like, probably not for me. But then it went through, and now I have 3 months of free Audible. So I started listening to an audiobook, which is a big thing actually, because I haven't listened to an audiobook for like 3 years. But I have started an audiobook, and it is the Keeping Finance Personal by Elise Fulmore. And I found her on TikTok, and she's a personal finance specialist, and she's also queer and neurodivergent, so it's written from that perspective. So I think that should be interesting. But yeah, one of the themes of this year, and now especially February, is to improve my financial situation. So it's kind of perfect, and it's for free. So yeah, we will see what it brings. This month I'm specifically focusing on saving money, and yeah, maybe like what I can sell, which isn't much. But yeah, in regards to saving, I realized that I was spending a lot of money on subscriptions. They were mostly subscriptions I was using, but a lot of them I don't need, so, or at least I don't need them right now, so I'm kind of doing like a challenge this month. So I basically cancelled almost all of my subscriptions. Like I cancelled like Netflix, and I cancelled Canva Pro, and then most of my Patreons. I only kept one, and then like this Discord community I was paying for, and then Epidemic Sound, which is a bummer because now I have to manually look for copyright free music, but it was also pretty expensive. So I only kept very few. Like I kept Spotify. I'm not cancelling that. And for a fiction book, I would like to start Babel by R.F. Kuang. So I got this from my library, and I thought I only had until the end. Oh my god, there's a rainbow. I'm not gonna show you because like I don't want to show you the view from my window, but anyway, it's really pretty. So I originally thought I only had until the end of February, but I actually have like until the 12th of February, so we are going to work on that. It's pretty chunky. I don't remember enough about this book to give you a proper summary right now, so yeah, we will wait until I start. but I'm pretty excited to dive into this. Also slightly intimidated because it is chunky and it's not something I read all the time, and I just peeked inside and it said, an act of translation is always an act of betrayal. And as someone who studied translation, I already love that. Hello, it is the weekend, yay, but I'm feeling quite rough. So I had a cold like second half of last week, and then I stayed home Monday and Tuesday, but I went to the office Wednesday and Thursday, and yeah, now I feel worse again. Nothing that major, but yeah, I've had a sore throat and I feel like my voice is quite cracked. But anyway, I just did a swap and I got rid of the puzzle that I was assembling during Christmas holiday, and yeah, I originally swapped the puzzle in the same Facebook group like a few years ago, and then it just sat in my house, and now I sent it to the next person, which is really nice. And I got a book for it, and I got Do Dream of Terra 2 by Timmy O. It is the Czech edition, and I don't know much about it. I know that it's some kind of sci-fi, and yeah, when I can read the books in the original language, I much prefer that. So I might not read this in Czech, but I was thinking that I could read a chapter to see if I'm actually interested in reading the book in English, and then this will probably go to the second-hand bookstore that I sell my books at. As for my reading update, I made it to page 93 in Babel, so it's going quite slowly, but it's the beginning, so I hope it's going to speed up. I feel like we're still in the introduction phase. I still don't know where it's really going, but we are following this boy. At the beginning he's like 10 or 12, and it begins in China where there's a plague and his whole family dies, and then an English professor comes and he takes him to London, and there he spends his whole like teenage years just studying Greek and Latin, and basically he's to go to Oxford. He chose the name Robin for him in the UK, and now we just got to Oxford, so he's about to start studying there to be a translator, and so we met some of his schoolmates, and yeah, they just went to the Babel Tower, and like there are some hints that there will be like some betrayals, or like they're going to be divided, but yeah, still really don't know what is about to happen. The book talks a lot about colonialism and racism and privilege in different layers, and how Robin and his schoolmates, who are all from marginalized group at Oxford, have really mixed feelings about being there, and yeah, everything that's happening. So far it read mostly like a historical fiction. It takes place in the second half of the 19th century, but there are also some fantastical elements. So basically there is like magical silver that has the magic like based in language. So yeah, it's really interesting. Obviously linguistics is also a huge part of the book, and yeah, I just have to continue reading to see where it will go. As for a life update, so now when I'm coming home from work, it's still light, which gives me life. So yeah, it's getting dark at like 5:45. So if I go to work early enough, I still come home during the light, which honestly such a game changer. And later during the weekend I'm going to my parents' house, and I will be staying until Monday because I have a hairdresser's appointment. So finally, like I went there I guess in July last year when I got my like purple ends, and now yeah, I just had this for such a long time. Not sure what I'm going to do exactly, but I definitely want like a shorter bob, so which means that like most of the lighter hair will be gone, and yeah, we will see. So I read the prologue and the first chapter of Do You Dream of Terra 2, which was 19 pages. So this is a sci-fi story about 6 teenagers who go to space with 3 adult astronauts, and then apparently like shit happens in space. The first chapter was relatively intriguing and it also had this like melancholic undertone, but yeah, I just don't feel particularly drawn to space sci-fi at the moment, so I might read this book one day, but not now, and I'm not going to read it in Czech. My library doesn't have it in English, which is annoying, but yeah, not super interested in reading this anytime soon. So the trip to my parents' house didn't go as planned, so I got there on a Saturday with my brother and we celebrated my mom's birthday, which was nice and I felt okay. And then all of a sudden, the next day, I was hit like by a brick by some flu and I felt absolutely like the biggest trash. So I had to cancel my hairdresser's appointment, so yeah, still my old hair. And it really sucks because it was one of the main reasons why I went there, and yeah, it would be easier to have a hairdresser in Prague, but I just really like her, and so yeah, I have her in my hometown, and yeah, it's a bit hard to like find a good hairdresser, so yeah. So we will try again next time. And also I had to stay at my parents' house longer because like I was in no state to like travel. So today is Wednesday and I finally felt up to the move. The journey was a bit dramatic at the beginning, but I'm finally home. And I got home and I almost ordered takeout because like there's no food cooked. But then I was like, no, like we are saving money this month, which may be taking it a bit too far. Because like if anyone asked me, I would be like get your takeout, girl, like you're going through stuff. But I mean, I just don't want to necessarily like have takeout when like there's this one gluten-free restaurant that I can have takeout from. It's really expensive. It would take probably a long time to get here and I just wouldn't enjoy it as much when it's like, oh my god, emergency, like I need food soon. So yeah, I decided to just like do some stuff from the freezer. So I have like Beyond Meat patty and fries, and yeah, we will regroup and maybe I will have a takeout like tomorrow or the day after that, but yeah, it won't be like a rush meal and an emergency. In terms of reading, I brought Babel with me, such a break, because I thought like I would read it, which if I felt okay, I probably could, but I didn't in these circumstances. So yeah, I did listen a bit from the audiobook, but not that much. So yeah, I'm just going to end this vlog here and we're going to try again next week. Thank you for watching and I will see you next time. Bye!